And you can imagine, okay, this is going to be a long day because it will be participated by 5 countries across the world. Indeed, this is a very good start. Okay, I also want to have a special welcome. Okay, I think Klaus VH, he will be the special guest speaker today. Okay, and for those who have know Klaus, he is the author and founder of one of the leading book, okay, Global Accelerator 10X Innovation Lab. Again, I think his experience and sharing will be beneficial for the startups all around the world. Okay, we thank him for his participation today. As Robert put it just now, okay, the welcome to the first International Match Day. This is going to be one of the many to come, okay, to bring together the WITSA ecosystem across the world. Okay, the 5 countries participated today is really from 5 continents around the world. Okay, I think WITSA is proud together these startups from multiple continents around the world to do business matching and also explore business opportunity around the world. And this is also serve as a good opportunity for the startups, scale-ups company. And I welcome all of you to reach out to your members, okay, to the companies that you know they want to use this platform to reach out their businesses to the world. Ultimately, this is going to be led by WITSA in many years to come to provide as a platform for our members and our members' members to participate and also to explore business opportunities together. And I just want to welcome everyone and thank WITSA Deputy Chairman, Robert, for driving this initiative forward. And Robert has put in a lot of effort, okay, to make this happen. And I just want to congratulate Assespro Federation for making this the maiden International Match Day for WITSA. And I want to congratulate all the participants. Okay, you are the many few that are coming from Malaysia, Pakistan, Portugal, Argentina, Brazil. And I look forward to meet some of you in the future WCIT World Congress Innovation and Technology Services, the World Congress 2023 in Sarawak. In closing, I take this opportunity to thank everyone who are calling in right now, and please reach out to those who have dropped out just now from the line. And I just want to wish everybody a good day and have very successful business matching. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sean. Indeed, we want that this be the first of many, be the first that really helps companies, member organizations, and member companies be able to leverage so they can expand their footprint and become truly a global company. Yes, I'd like to also reiterate what Dr. Sean has mentioned, that WCIT 2023 in Sarawak. Actually, the WCIT is one of the main platforms that we offer at WITSA for companies exactly to establish these connections in regards to advancing in cross-border business opportunities. I'd like to mention also that we are recording the sessions. We're recording them in partitions. So we'll finish this recording and then we'll start recording per company as we move along. And we will make all these recordings available at the Global Business Exchange, the platform that WITSA has built through its partner FusionX in Malaysia, that allows us to be in one place and have all the information and connection capabilities so we can expand our vision of a global footprint. So let me double check here where Klaus is and invite him to the stage. So I do not know exactly what has happened yet to Klaus Wehaj. I have sent him the new link. Hopefully he'll be here in a little bit. In the meantime, let me entertain you with some important, very important first 7 steps and one needs to take if you want to go global. So first, just a background on myself. I've been involved in international cross-border business development for the last 30 years. raised between Brazil, Silicon Valley, and France, and been very active in the associative of our technology sector for the last 15 years. What this agenda talks about is gives a little bit of a backdrop on what globalization really means today. 7 steps inevitable that you need to take to go global. You also have another 7 layers that you have to go, and in also some competitiveness KPIs, indicators. So globalization is not recent. If you think about it, it really started when you have all the powerhouses, the Navy powerhouses like England, France, Portugal, Spain, Holland. They're the ones that really commanded the earth. And at that time, everything was measured by country. So it was the powerhouses of the seas and measured by countries. And that lasted until 1800. Between 1800 and 2000, then we had now the surgence of the multinational. Actually, this is a picture of the Indies companies, the Dutch Indies company, which was the first actually investment vehicle, as the one we see today. So in the globalization scheme of things, we say that the world shrunk from what it used to be in the 1.0 Navy powerhouses, countries, now down to companies, down to multinationals. And that lasted until 2000. And from 2000 on, with the advent of the internet and the internet being pervasive and ubiquitous, we call it the 3.0 globalization, where you have all the access to the technology tools that allow you to be present in any place in the world at any time. And we claim here that we're right now living the 4.0 globalization, and it's happening as we speak. And what is that about? That's about us. We individually now are being globalized. If you think about everything that you used to do in the past that was analog, and everything now is digital. If you want to be present somewhere, anywhere, you can do that virtually. So the globalization of people is what's taking place right now. And really, it's actually making the world flatter than it was before. When the world is flat, you definitely need to really look at your backyard, because the world is already flat, and now it will flatten your backyard if you don't have the right level of competitiveness, because you can have someone from the outside actually penetrate your market. And because he has better competitiveness, better practices, a more lean machine, he can just eat you for lunch as far as your market is concerned. So the 7 phases of going global is, first, you need to make that a conscious decision. And a conscious decision is related to, actually, it's part of my strategic planning. It needs to make sense for my strategic planning, because that's the only way I am going to give sustainability to my effort of going global. And once I understand that it's part of my strategic planning, then I need to do a minimum preparation. I need to understand a little bit more. What are the do's and don'ts from people that have gone down that path, so I can be better prepared. After that, you go to the 3rd step, which is recon. I got to go now to the front line and feel the wind in my face, feel the temperature of the water, and understand firsthand with my own personal judgment, what is this level of competitiveness that I got to be aligned with? So you go to the 4th phase. After you've done the recon, now you need to gauge, you need to calibrate properly what your value proposition is, your product fit, your market fit, even your mindset fit, because you're going to be operating in a different environment, a more competitive scenario, and you need to be able to be competitive across the board. And once you're able to do that minimum gauging of your product fit, your market fit, then yes, you want to entertain joining something that will accelerate you going forward, that will thrust you to the front line, as some form of acceleration that will help you gain speed and momentum. And once you're able to do that, you want to drive it for traction, because that will take you to the 6th phase, which is once you have traction, now I need to really solidify, consolidate my position in that market. Typically, you want to have a local partner. And this is what we're doing here. We're starting to look who can be local partners in different geographies. We want that local partner because he has the navigation intelligence. He has the local relationships. He has the understanding how to navigate in the maze. And once you're able to find that partner, then you move on to consolidate your position. And are the 7 phases of going global that anyone should be taking when considering. But mind you, you want to do that starting from a strategic planning perspective, because that's the only way you will provide the proper sustainability. Now, within those 7 phases, there is 7 steps that are inevitable, right? I've talked about bringing this into the strategic planning. And I talk about this, preparing yourself and doing the recon, and now doing the gauging, and now doing the acceleration, and you move on to activation and finally consolidation. But the 7 steps that will really help you go forward, and these are inevitable, people, you need to do this. First thing is I have to have the higher buy-in from the top management. The CEO, the executive team, they did this in the strategic planning, and now they are fully 100% committed to going global. They understand that this is strategic for the company. They understand that if they don't do this, they're not going to have a level of competitiveness enough to even be playing ball within their own particular market. So I say here that key words in this moment are purpose, conviction, clarity, and execution. Well, once you have that buy-in from the executives, now let me understand what is the market I'm attacking. This goes to the recon in the 3rd phase. I need to have the recon is one way of doing it because you're going out to the front line. But before that, there's plenty of sources on the web and with other people that have gone down this path for you to have a better understanding of what are the do's and don'ts, what are the things you need to be aware of in the market you are targeting. So you definitely want to have a full understanding of what is what is all of the KPIs that you need to be aligned with in the particular market you are targeting. Now, there is many of you probably have heard about the Art of War, written by the Chinese general Sun Tzu. And he mentions that, we need to understand who we are, right? We need to understand the enemy. We need to understand the environment. We have to have the information. But understanding who we are first is understanding what are our gaps. Where are the gaps that my product has? Where are the gaps that I have in my market fit? So this is very key. You need to have a minimum diagnosis of what is your current status. So Sun Tzu would say to you that if you don't know the enemy's field, the battlefield, you are going to probably lose that battle. Now, if you don't know yourself, if you don't know thyself, you're going to lose the war. So that is very important to understand what your gaps are. You have to understand what your maturity gaps in comparison to the markets you're addressing. You got to understand your executive readiness to execute accordingly in those markets. And this actually goes into how you qualify your local partner as well. You want to understand how your local partner has the proper executive readiness to deliver according to what is expected. Now, one thing that I've seen happen many times over is, yes, we have all this, Robert, but what I'll tell you is I'm going to wait for a project to come by so I can use that project to leverage and use that product to invest in going abroad. And I say that does not work. It may work in the beginning, but if you don't have a financial commitment and minimally a runway of 18 months, right, you are going to be by the sideways very soon because your competition Look at your competition and how much they are spending to go global. You know, one thing that I see a lot of startups say, I don't need any money. I'm good. You know, I got break even. I'm positive. And I ask them, well, do you know how fast your competitor is going right now? He may be using some special fuel and going at twice your speed. What are you going to do? So you definitely need to put your money where your strategy is. And, you know, these days, you got to have an agile execution, agile mindset. You cannot waste any time. Everyone today is working much differently. You know, I say we have a concept that we're actually developing for execution based on observation of all the startups that we have accelerated in the last 15 years. And one thing that we have learned is that today you definitely need to be agile in how you go to market. Otherwise, you're going to be at the end of the pack and probably eating some dust because everyone in front of you is going faster than you are. So having an agile mindset and using the agile methodology is key. You know, it's a big challenge for all of us because most of us, when we grew up and we were learning the learnings, we were learning from a baseline concept of predict, plan, and control. And the speed of change today does not allow us to predict, plan, and control. Time just slips by. Today, we have to perceive and act. We have to perceive and act. There is a function in soccer and football. It's the one-timer, bate pronto in Portuguese. This is what we need today. We need a very well-calibrated gauge one-timer because everyone needs to lead today. The leadership is not a hierarchical function any longer. It is, yes, any person at any time, at one time, will need to take the lead on the decision that needs to take place at that particular time so things keep on moving. And we have to empower these people. So the whole concept of adapting or adopting a mindset, an agile mindset, is not just the methodology. It's really having everyone on board. And one of the famous phrases of a true agile mindset is fail fast. So, you know, Michael Porter would say that it doesn't really matter that you invest in competitive strategies that is just to be better than the next door guy on the next block. You need really to be unique, be different, deliver something that no one else is doing. And this is what we need to strive for. And here, you know, a lot of us that have been born in different cultures sometimes think that our culture was not really designed and constructed to induce and be the best platform for us to be the better person or better people ourselves. We call that the stray dog complex. And I say, throw it out in the garbage can. Because today, to be a stray dog is to be a generalist, is to be able to assess any different type of situation and take action. Because that's what a stray dog does. If you look at him on the streets, he's a survivor. And this is what we need to be today. So here I talk a little about Brazil. I'm not going to go in because I got my vice president of international relations, Italo Nogueira, who will be with us later on today in the afternoon. And he will be responsible for bringing in what are the best opportunities for anyone coming into Brazil. But I would like to highlight that, you know, whatever we are doing, wherever geography we're going, attacking, there always will be a cultural element that will play and have an important role in decision-making and how value is perceived. So all of us, we are here from different 5 cultures minimally, need to be very aware of how these cultural differences in different markets have a play within the decision-making process of us trying to perceive cross-border business development. At the end of the day, we're a diverse society, and I claim that diversity is our only safeguard going forward. So this is it for this. I do not know where my friend Klaus Wehodge is right now at this point, but I will make sure that we get his information over to everyone. He does have a presentation and I'll make it available to all. I want to move forward now and be on time with our agenda. And now I will have Malaysia be the first country to showcase what are the opportunities in Malaysia and who are the companies that are going global already. And so please, Ong, if you're on board, please make yourself available. Thank you.